Alright, so basically, finally, I got around to making this story time. Um, I was a little indecisive as to which one I wanted to tell. Lucky don't have many crazy ones, I'll be honest, but here's one, well, kind of two in one, I guess. Um, so this would be two times that I've walked home from school. Now I know that doesn't really sound as bad because I mean like walking home from school is normal, but here's the thing. This happened in I believe first and second grade. I know the second time I did it definitely happened second grade, but I'm trying to remember if actually no, it did happen like first and second grade because you can't just walk home like if you're in kindergarten you have to sit there and wait. Um, and around that time, even though my house was close, I'm making a risky move, uh, revealing where I used to live, I should say. Um, I went to Towngate Elementary, and diagonally across, like from there is an apartment complex. I know now it's labeled Elevate. I forgot the old name, but now they like changed it and all that, but it's still the same thing. So even though it was right there, I wasn't allowed to walk home by myself for obvious reasons. I mean, I it makes sense because I was like 6 and 7 years old. Then they, of course, didn't want anything bad happen to me, my mom. So like my mom, grandma, they didn't want anything bad happen to me. So I would always need like either mom or somebody come picking me up. But there was just two times where I went home. So the first time it happened first grade. Um, I wasn't in after school program. I just had to sit there and wait for my mom or whoever to come pick me up. Um, now now for this time I was seeing, all the kids and everybody, they're walking home. I guess I can, be like them, be like a big boy and go with them. So I, I did wait for a little, I did wait a little bit, but I guess something in my 6-year-old mind just got impatient, or I was motivated to try walking home, um, to walking home by myself. So, um, I basically waited a little bit and then went on with some other kids that were walking, so I wasn't completely by myself. I, went over to the crosswalk, went around, and then I had to cross the street again, um, because from like where the school is, and then diagonally across, like I said, it's from the apartments, but it's also like a little intersection. This is so it's like road, and then school. Of course, the road to the school, road to the apartments, and road the other way, like four-way intersection, all that. So I had to cross like two streets, but went ahead, did that, and I just went to my apartment. At the time, please don't harass nobody. I know I don't really have nothing, like I don't really have like a fan base where y'all probably do anything, but just out of safety, in the spare case that I may blow up and some people might go back and try to do some weird stuff. At the time I was living in apartment 205, and that's downstairs. That's downstairs. So I just went in. Um, I remember sometimes the gates, sometimes the gates, like the like not even like not where you drive in, but like where you walk. Some of the gates would be would be locked. Some of them would be open. I went through the one that was open. So and I just went through and um I went through and went to my apartment, and I stood up and I stood And I got to my apartment door and tried to open the door, and it was locked because, well, obviously my mom and my grandma was. Wait, was my grandma living with that? I don't think. Well, my grandma had her own place, if I remember correctly. She had her own place at the time, and and I was for sure living with my mom. Um, she, of course, my mom was gone and the door was locked, so I basically just stood at the door, uh, waiting for, for forever to come back and unlock the door. Now, of course, I'm low key telling. It's a little hazy for this one. I'm basing this off of my own memory. Um, my mom may have a slight different story from her perspective of how she saw it, but I was just standing there at the front door, and I heard my name being called, like my name being yelled, and I look over and it's my mom and my grandma running towards me, obviously in panic and fear because of course I was meant to be at the school, but why am I over here? They come over, hug me, they're very worried, and I was a little confused, but I also did feel bad, and it's just I can't really put it to words, but you can understand how I felt. Yeah, I mean, it's not really easy to articulate what you really felt like when you're 6, but that's just in my perspective. That's how I cannot speak, but it was like them panicking. I felt bad for making them having to like panic for me and all that. And in my mind, I'm like, I would never do it again. Lo and behold, I would do it again the following year. Um, Now, when it came to second grade, I was in after school program because my mom would work a lot. Yeah, yeah, she would work. She was working a lot at this time. And after school program at Towngate, I should say, it was cool. It was pretty. It was alright. Um, and if you guys don't know, how after school program works, or I should say in the specific program, how Think Together works. If you're leaving, if you go there, all the kids will be in the lunch area, and then y'all will have to like get your name signed and just like attendance and all that to ensure who are all the kids here. Um, I was in the middle. I came there and it was still in the middle of like writing names down and uh, ensuring that every whose kid is there and all that. I believe that was the case. It was in the middle of doing the attendance stuff, and also and Think Together, they have three. I guess I'll call them teachers. They have three teachers, and then there's the head, um, like I guess the head advisor. It's three teachers and the head advisor, and the head advisor is normally they're always there. Sometimes, but they're not always there for the attendance. They're probably just like in their office or whatever. This time, the head advisor was there, and she was helping the teachers do roll call and all that. Now, on this particular day, I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but I just didn't feel like being there. I didn't feel like being at the school program that day. So I went up to the head advisor, not one of the teachers, the head advisor, and went up to her and for real said, "Hey, I think my mom is here." And she goes, "Okay." Doesn't even ask any questions. She doesn't go with me to check if my mom is really there. I don't think she has my name written down yet, so I guess. But it's she doesn't do anything to confirm my words. She doesn't do anything to confirm this little 7-year-old's words. Like, you have no clue if they're really there. And from where we were seating, at least I believe so. I believe I'm trying to remember the layout of how like Towngate was, where the tables were. You couldn't really see if I remember, you couldn't really see like where the entrance was, or I think maybe you could have, but even then, it's like you can't for sure see like who's there. And then, and you know, and when you, and usually when it comes to like things together, your parent has to come get you, no matter like no matter what grade level it is. Your parent has to come over to get that, come sign you out, and then you both can leave, and then you can leave. um of course, my mom not being there, because you'll see later, um I, you know what I mean, like, she didn't sign me out. I just left on my own. The head advisor did nothing to confirm it, did nothing to check if what I was saying was true. Nothing. She just let me go. So I straight up just went and left the school. Of course, normal route. Now, of course, this was later on. This little, like, just a little bit later than, like last time I left on my own. So it was less kids. It was less people like crossing the street and all that. Um, but luckily, still nothing happened. Nothing crazy happened to me. So I just went over. I just crossed the two streets, went to my house. Around this time though, I was in apartment 215. Wait, no, 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 no. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. It's either 215 or 217, because I remember the third apartment that I moved in was 316. So it might be either 215 or 217, and those two are upstairs. So I went over and I went upstairs, went to my door. Was surprised that the door was unlocked. I'm not sure why the door was unlocked, but hey, that's just how my mom was back then. Of course, obviously now we always lock the door no matter what. We always lock the door. We don't leave it unlocked unless we know like somebody's about to come over. So I went inside the house and I see my mom sleeping on the couch. She was, I guess I don't know what she was doing beforehand. I don't know if she had work, or maybe she came home for work. She was just taking a nap, rightfully so. And I went up to her, right? I went up to her, tapped on her shoulder. She woke up. Obviously, she's confused. She woke up, and I went to her and it was like, hold on. I went to her and be like, "Mom, I'm home." I went up to her, Fro just went like, "Mom, I'm home." And of course, she's tired, and she's tired, and the fact that she sees me home, the fact that I walked home by myself, of course, she's mad. She's obviously going to be mad. Um, Now I don't know, I know everybody's like raised different. Move my mic a little bit. And everybody's like raised different. I didn't get a whooping for it, but I did get put on punishment for sure. I did get put on punishment for sure. So obviously no games, no TV. There was meant to be a carnival at Towngate later that day, but can't go there now. Can't go outside. Do none of that. Um, I definitely got put. The weird thing I remember is that a little bit later we went to my grandma's apartment, because well, no, it wasn't really hers. It was actually like my aunt's apartment. Two of my aunts lived in the same apartment. My grandma was just living there because she no longer had her whole house. She was with them now. It's that is a whole nother thing in itself. I don't know the full story. I mean, I know what happened, but I don't know the full story. So, and that's her business. So I'm not gonna put that out there. But um, she was just living with them, and I remember like hanging out and just hanging out in her room. And obviously, I had nothing to do. The weird thing I remember is that she had this she had one of those y'all ever know those paintings? It kind of like it like we like you flick the switch whatever, and it lights and like the painting like lights up and makes noise and all that. She had one of those. It was like nature noises, like animals and like a waterfall. The picture was like a waterfall and some trees and all that, and it was like crazy to see. And we did have it for a long time. It was like last year I threw it away because the frame was glass and the glass broke. So I unfortunately had to throw it away. But I don't even know if it worked. Did it even work? I don't think I ever tested if it still worked. But no, the glass unfortunately broke, so I had to throw it away. But I really just had to just chill out in another like around the house or um like my aunt's apartment and just do nothing or do homework, do chores or whatever. Just whatever you were able to do when you're on punishment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's both the times I walked home by myself. Obviously, now later on I was able to do that. Like when it came to like fifth grade, like my house was like fourth, fifth grade. My house, I mean, my mom still preferred if like she came to pick me up or somebody came to pick me up, but it was more reasonable that I could walk home by myself because I moved and school and the elementary school is right like literally right next to my complex. Don't know if I'm saying too much about that, but it's like very close. um Middle school, it's a little farther, but it's close. But I rather not walk that. I would rather not. I just rather get picked up. Same thing with my high school. I'd rather get picked up as well. It just the walk sucks. I don't mind. I could do the walk, but the walk from my house to to well, I've revealed the name before. I think I revealed the name before, but Rancho, it's it sucks. The walk sucks, especially walking to the school. Especially walking to the school, it sucks. Going like because it's like a hill up, like a up and down hill. Walking uphill sucks, but once you go downhill, then like you're cool. But yeah, that's basically the two times that I walked home from school when I wasn't, when I wasn't supposed to. Um, Friday, I have no clue what I got planned. I'm not sure yet. I'll figure. A lot of times I just come up with the ideas on the fly. I don't. They're not really pre-planned, so um, I'll just come with it on the spot when when the day comes. But with that, see y'all whenever.